The United States has frequently advocated for a rules-based international order, emphasizing the importance of adherence to established norms and laws to maintain global stability. Despite this, the US often falls short of abiding by these same rules, positioning itself in a contradictory stance that undermines its advocacy. This obstinate child desiring all the toys in the basket behavior mandates that other countries accept and respect the boundaries the US sets, regardless of its blatant flouting of all established international norms and agreements. We will tell you all about it, but before that, if you are a fan of non-corporate funded free news and analysis, you've landed on the right YouTube channel. Okay, let's begin. Mikael Valtersson, former Swedish Armed Forces officer and politician, criticized the US for its hypocrisy regarding international law. In a discussion with Russian media, he highlighted the US's selective adherence to international regulations, especially regarding territory expansion and its non-participation in the United Nations Convention on the Law of Sea, or the UNCLOS. This non-compliance, Valtersson argued, undermines the US's credibility in criticizing other nations for international law breaches. This criticism follows a protest by Moscow against the US's unilateral seafloor claims voiced during an international seabed authority session in Jamaica. The US had updated its extended continental shelf claims on December 19, 2023, covering regions beyond 200 nautical miles in several areas, including the Arctic and the Pacific. While the US does not expect disputes with Russia, potential overlaps with Canada, the Bahamas, and Japan have drawn international focus on its approach to territorial claims and international law adherence. The United Nations, not being a signatory to the UNCLOS, finds itself in a unique position regarding maritime claims. Unable to seek validation from the Commission on the limits of the continental shelf for exclusive maritime claims, the US has taken to making unilateral claims. This approach leads to potential disputes with other states being resolved on a case-by-case basis rather than through established international mechanism. Mikael Valtersson, in discussions with Russian media, delved into the specifics of Article 76, which the US cites to bolster its claims to an extended continental shelf. Explained that under Article 76, coastal states are entitled to an exclusive economic zone of 200 nautical miles from their coastline and potentially an ECS beyond this, if the physical continent shelf extends further. However, claims to the ECS cannot extend beyond 350 nautical miles from the baseline, while an EEZ grants a coastal state rights over both the seabed and the waters above. Right over an ECS are confined to the seabed. The US has actively researched to support its claims that its continental shelf extends beyond 200 nautical miles. However, not ratifying UNCLOS bars the US from participating in CLCS proceedings, affecting its sovereignty claims over outer continental shelf resources and its ability to negotiate over other nations' claims. Maritime expert Hong Nong discussed with Russian media the broader implications of the US's actions. By passing the CLCS, the US not only challenges the global legal framework, but also raises doubts about the legitimacy of its extended continental shelf claims. The situation is further complicated by the US critiquing China and Russia's maritime actions while itself not adhering to the UNCLOS principles, creating potential international confusion. Nong advocates for a unified international response to encourage US compliance with established norms, highlighting the essential role of UNCLOS and the CLCS in maritime governance. Despite potential criticism of US claims to an extended continental shelf in the Arctic, it is unlikely Washington's allies will oppose these claims if the US can provide substantial evidence of a physical continental shelf extending up to 350 nautical miles. According to Mikael Valtersson, such a situation would see US unilaterally setting a precedent and deciding its ECS, possibly undermining global adherence to international laws and norms. Valtersson warns of the risks associated with such unilateral actions, citing historical tensions like the Cod War between Iceland and the United Kingdom as examples of disputes arising from similar circumstances. Nevertheless, Valtersson notes the likelihood of a direct confrontation in the Arctic between Russia and the US is minimal, given the geographic proximities of their respective ACS claims. However, he cautions that the US actions may exacerbate diplomatic tensions with Russia, highlighting perceived double standards in US foreign policy and potentially bolstering Russia's diplomatic stance by underscoring these inconsistencies.